Hello everybody, welcome back to Casual Card Games. And today, I should say tonight, because I'm recording this past midnight, I'll be coming at you with my top 5 Commander decks that I want to make. These are decks that I don't have right now. I have pieces of a lot of these decks, but I just haven't actually made them yet. I will say there is one exception. There is one deck that I already tried to make once, took it apart, replaced it with a different deck, basically did a completely different strategy, different commander, everything. And then now, based on certain new things that are coming up in Magic, I'm going to try to rebuild it. So I want to start with number 5. So this is just a top 5 list, top 5 commanders I want to make. My number 5 is Animar, Soul of Elements. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, dude, like, way to go out on a limb. I know Animar is a popular commander. I know a lot of people, they abuse the heck out of it, which for sure, like, I know. And there's infinite combos. I know you could do that. For me, I don't have a big creature deck. Like, dinosaurs maybe is the closest you can come to it, but I was looking for a commander that would serve... Okay, I just want to get big creatures out. If I want to make tokens, I want them to be big tokens, all that kind of stuff. And I was looking for the colors that would make that work, and black and white didn't really have what I was looking for, so it was basically, okay, it needs to be in Teamer colors. Now, what Teamer commander could I pick? And Animar is what made sense. So I'm going to read Animar real quick. So Animar is a 1 blue, 1 red, 1 green, so it's just 3 mana. It's a 1/1 legendary elemental. Protection from white and black. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Animar, and then creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on Animar. So there's some cool synergies there. The protection from white and black is like extra. I honestly think Animar would be just as popular if it didn't even have that, but they wanted to add that. So it's kind of like the ultimate teamer commander. But yeah, the reduction is great. I know there's a cool strategy that I first saw on game nights with Jimmy Wong, where he said he got it from one of his other friends that was previously on the channel, but he said, I think it's Vinny, but he said that he basically turned it into morphs, which I like morphs. I don't know if I love them, but I like them. But if I was doing a morph deck, I'd probably just do Kadena Slinking Sorceress or Sorcerer. But my buddy Jesse has the deck, even though he doesn't play it anymore, which is sad because I got him that commander. Commander would cost nothing, but yeah, I don't think morphs, at least as of right now, is not something I want to make. I'd rather do like something that's big creature themed. So Animar, to me, excited to play that. That deck, out of all these decks, there's a lot of them that I'm like, there's like, 30 cards I don't know what to fill the deck with. Animar, it's pretty close to being done as far as like on the computer. So at that point, I would just have to order the cards. So Animar right now, looking like maybe in the next 6 months, I might be able to get that done. And by the way, for me, at this point in my life, I try to make a new commander deck or at least rebuild an old one. I try to do it like once a month. Sometimes it happens a little faster than that, depending on how well I'm doing financially and what priorities are going on in my life. And other times it's going to take a little bit longer than that, but we'll see. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is actually a deck that I used to have, and then because of new circumstances, I'm going to try to remake it. It's Admiral Beckett Brass. So it's 4 mana, it's Grixis colors, and then 1 generic. It's a legendary human pirate, 3/3. It says other pirates you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who was dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. So really cool effect, unique. I made a video, I don't remember what video this was in, but I made a video where I was talking about a new pirate commander and what I would do with it. I still think that Admiral Beckett Brass, it's an okay pirate commander. I do think that since we are going back to Ixalan, thank God, there better be more pirate support, and they just need a different commander. I think Admiral Beckett Brass is very similar to, and Dinosaurs, they did this early on, though. You had Gishath, and then they came out as a common Rivals of Ixalan the next set, and then it was, okay, Dinosaurs work best in these Naya colors, pick which commander you want, and then you could run the other one in the 99. I feel like Admiral Beckett Brass would be great in the 99, but I think there's a better commander that they can make. I made I think my video, I had a guy named Dravo, Pirate Puppeteer. I think he was a 7-drop. I think he was a 7/7 with haste, and then it said when he attacks, you get to like look at the top 7 cards of your library. Or no, maybe it was in your hand. I don't remember how I did it, but basically, I think it was from the hand. You get to cheat out pirates from your hand, let them attack and do combat damage, and then they go back into your hand at the end step. So I liked that because it felt like pirates going onto a pirate ship, you know, ambushing somebody and then going back to like their ship and their safety. Because pirates are, you know, stealthy, all that kind of stuff are supposed to be kind of. So I like that idea. I think pirates need a little more oomph. But this one, it's nice. It lets you steal something at each end step. If you swung with and did damage with 3 or more pirates, you get to steal something in theirs, which, you know, it's pirate, makes sense. I do like that it has nothing to do with treasures, because treasures, at the time that Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan came out, treasures were a balanced mechanic, I thought, where I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, treasures, they're fine. Wow, what a difference 5.5 years make, or whatever long it's been since the Ixalan stuff. Okay, so on to number 3. Where is it? Okay, so this is a commander that my buddy Jesse was going to make, and I think I kind of eventually he either makes something out of nowhere or he just isn't going to make it. And after he talked about it for a little while and then nothing was getting done, I was like, dude, I kind of just want to make that, so like, can I just steal it from you? And he was like, yeah, whatever, don't care. So this commander only costs 11 cents, which, by the way, I guess if I want to get to that real quick, Animar right now it's an $8 card is what it looks like, and then the pirate, I don't think she's Admiral Becca Brass, $1. So these aren't very expensive except for Animar, it seems like. But yeah, so my next commander is Gen Arcanum Weaver. It's Mardu colors, which, by the way, if I make this will be my 4th Mardu deck, because I have Kalia the Vast was the first one I ever make, which, by the way, I'm redoing that deck, and I'm going to be uploading that hopefully the next month. I got to get the cards in, got to order them, but that'll be up next. And then I have my Sir Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale Knight deck, and then I have my Ishin Two Heavens is One Attack Matters deck. So this would be my 4th Mardu deck. So I guess Mardu is my favorite 3-color combination because I'm making the most of those decks. But this one, Gen Arcanum Weaver, 1 red, 1 white, 1 black. He's a 2/3 human wizard, legendary. And his effect is pay red, white, black, tap him, sack an enchantment, return target enchantment card from your grave to the battlefield. Okay, so Mardu doesn't have like an Enchantment Matters theme, so this is really the only one that you got. And it's a different type of, because I have my, I mean, it's not done, but my Tuvasa the Sunlit deck, a deck that I had built at one time, that's Enchantment Matters, but that's like, I want my enchantments to be on the boards constantly doing things. This one is just different because it's like enchantment graveyard stuff, and it's 2 different colors than what I have with Tuvasa, and I love enchantments. They're honestly probably my favorite card type. Probably even more than creatures. I don't know. I like them. They're the equivalent of Yu-Gi-Oh! Continuous spells. So I guess maybe that's another reason why I like them. But yeah, taking out the blue-green from the enchantments of the Tuvasa deck and adding red-black just gives you so much more versatility and cool things you can do. And I love 3-color decks. So Gen Arcanum Weaver, I just think it's a cool strategy. So, you know, there's some synergies to play a cheap enchantment, maybe like mill some cards from your deck or you know, whatever, discard some things. And then, yeah, you just load your graveyard up with like awesome enchantments, and then you sack the cheap ones, get the big ones out, and then hopefully take control of the game. So I really like that. I don't have a whole lot of decks where I want to be discarding cards or milling myself, at least not in red. So this would kind of be cool for that. So yeah, really think that's a cool concept. Another thing is the artwork is just so awesome. I mean, red, white, black, the Mardu colors, they really do, if you try to like mix them together and think of what they would look like, it is kind of like a pinkish purple, and it does look cool. My Kalia deck is in pink sleeves. My Ishin deck is in like a violet, not violet, I guess it's more of a pink purple. So as Sir Gwyn's in red, but yeah, I like to try to like color coordinate my stuff. Okay, so that's Gen. And then my number 2, this is a deck that my buddy Jesse made, and then he got bored with it. And then I guess an old friend of mine that now I hate his guts, back a couple years ago when we played with him, he made this deck. And everyone just kind of bitches about it being boring. But I feel like I wouldn't really get tired of this because I like, I don't know what you call, wacky stuff like this. So it's a very odd deck. odd. So it's Yannette, Cryptic Sovereign. So it's a 3/5 legendary Sphinx. It costs 5 mana. Obviously, it's in Esper colors, so 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, and then 2 generic. It has Flying Vigilance Menace, 3 of my favorite abilities. And then it says, whenever Yannette attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If that card's converted mana cost is odd, you may cast it without paying its mana cost, otherwise draw a card. I'm not saying that every single card in this deck will be odd, but pretty much I want to keep it that way. Might be a few exceptions, but really, I just want big haymakers. Now, that being said, I could do extra turn stuff, but I only like extra turn cards if there's a catch. If there's some sort of like, you got to fulfill this condition, or you lose the game, or something like that, then I feel like it's worth it. I don't care for the blue cards that are just like, take an extra turn after this one. It's like, well, what? Okay, then that's the most powerful 5-drop sorcery in the game, because you're just being able to take an extra turn. So Yannette, I plan on dropping a bunch of like high CMC stuff, 7 drops, 9 drops, maybe even 11 drops, whatever. And yeah, just filling the deck up with that, and then there's a bunch of low drops to kind of set everything up. But I think there's some coolness there. I still need to tweak it a little bit, but right now my other Esper deck, my Xur deck, is not in complete flux, but there's a few cards I'm trying to tweak. So this kind of, I don't know, gives me hope of playing a different style of Esper. So I think it's cool, and I personally don't think I'll get tired of it. And then lastly, this is a deck I think maybe I tried putting together once and playing, and it was just missing so much substance that I was like, nah, this is pointless. I'm getting closer to getting it finished. Still probably needs about 5 to 6 cards to, I feel like, actually be able to make this work. This is a card that I think originally came out in the original Commander set. Yes, it did, and it's only been reprinted a few times since then. Most recent Commander 2016. It's Zedru the Great-Hearted. I take that back. It was printed in Commander Legends, but it's, I don't know, a full art or stretched art, or it looks lame. So, Zedru, the Great-Hearted, it's a legendary creature, Minotaur Monk. It's a 2/4. It's Jeskai colors and then 1 generic. It says, at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanents you own that your opponents control. And then you can pay Jeskai. You don't have to tap Zedru, but just pay Jeskai. Target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. Okay. As soon as I saw this card, I was like, that's a theme for a deck. I was like, that's just so much different than everything else. The whole meme about that guy that's like, that's exactly what happened in my brain, where I was like, I never thought that would be in Magic, because I've only been playing Magic since like 2017. So this is now my 6th year in the game. Actually, probably the beginning of 2018. So yeah, I haven't been in the game all that long, really, in the grand scheme of things. 5 years, I guess. But I instantly was hooked. I was like, I want to make that. I think my buddy Jesse had this card and was talking about maybe making it, but I was like, dude, I want that. So the real thing is, they just need to make more bad gifts. There's a few in black that obviously you don't get to play in here, but this ability is perfect. I mean, it gives you advantage of giving your opponent stuff, where you get to gain. You're not going to gain a ton of life off this, but you get to gain some life, draw some cards by giving people your cards. And another thing is, it has the effect on itself that you can pay the Jeskai colors and then give one of your permanents to one of your opponents. The fact that it does it on its own effect, like that it's on its own card, is so great. But plenty of the cards you'll run in here are like, hey, switch control of stuff. So it's like you're getting something out of it. You're not just giving it to them. So it's a great concept for a deck. I can't wait to get this thing fully built. Like I said, just needs a few more cards, but this probably would take the cake as like my most fun commander. I don't think this deck's going to win a whole lot, but it's going to ruin somebody's day. And for me, that's what it's all about. It's just ruining someone's day. That makes me a terrible person, whatever. But yeah, so that's my 5. Just to recap. And by the way, the cost of Yannette, I don't think was very much. Let's look here. $2, because it's only been printed once. It's the foil out of Commander 2019. I guess that wasn't the face card of that. It was those are the planeswalkers that I don't care for those. And then Zedru's cost, it's like 80 cents. So like all these are pretty much budget except for Animar. But anyway, to recap, Animar number 5, Admiral Beckett Brass number 4, again Arcanum Weaver at 3, Yannette at 2, and then Zedru the Great-Hearted at 1. comment below some commanders that you guys either like or that you're thinking about making. Let me know how I'm doing on the channel, things we can improve on. Obviously, we're trying to get more into editing. Got my buddy Nick that's doing the editing, so I really appreciate it. Shout out to him. And going to try to give you more content now that I feel like the quality of this channel is getting a little bit better. I'll be trying to get a better camera here pretty soon because right now I'm just using my Mac. So, and if you want to see some gameplay, Nick can do some gameplay. I pretty much only want to do gameplay if it's Commander, but I want to do in person. We eventually want to do like a Commander gameplay on this channel. If you would like that, leave a comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that kind of stuff. We're just trying to grow this channel and get it better. And by the way, if they ever see this, or if anyone ever sees this, shout out to the Nitpicking Nerds. Those guys are really cool. They didn't have to do this, but they offered to, do a collab with the channel someday. I told them we're not ready yet, but when we get there, I'd love to do that. I've liked their channel. I know there's some people who have given them some backlash, I guess, because of how they act or whatever, but I've always liked their channel. They're very informative. I think they're pretty authentic as far as who they are, and a lot of good information, I feel like. And I like that they're just two regular dudes that love Magic, and they eventually turned it into their regular jobs, and I'm like, I would love to do that for me. But anyway, yeah, and I guess one more shout out. Watch Dice to Removal with Professor from Tolarian Community College and Pleasant Kenobi from his channel. Go check out those two channels. I watch those channels all the time. I watch Dice to Removal all the time. Those guys are a big inspiration for me. I'd love to work with them one day, but who knows if that'll happen. But that's it. We're right at 20 minutes, but let me know what you guys think. And signing off, have a good day.